Kate grew up in a really beautiful place, Bergen County, New Jersey, with her twin sister, and she was just a very happy-go-lucky, nice, pleasant little girl. As time went on, as she got older, she started to experiment, like a lot of kids do, with drinking and marijuana, and started using Xanax and some Oxycontin. But what she really got into was both crack cocaine and heroin. Kate didn't get in with a wrong crowd. She was with the same crowd she had been with, the same group of friends she'd been with since she was a little girl, and her sister. And she chose this path and they didn't. She was in an outpatient rehab facility, and she was going to meetings, and she never worked the program. She always felt like she could just take care of it herself. She could either control this drug or beat the addiction. And it's just impossible to do something like that. It was a Sunday afternoon, February 2nd, and a little after 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I got a call from her father. She was living with him, and he went to her room and went to open the door, knock on the door and open the door, and she didn't answer. So he broke the door down and went in, and she was gone. I realize that no one wants to tell on their friend. I get that, and especially at that age. Maybe if someone could have let someone know, we could have done something to interject, but it was too late by Sunday. She was dead.
When I had first tried drinking and smoking, the farthest thought from my mind would be that I would be in jail. I grew up in Ramsey, was an honor student and an athlete, ran cross country, track and field, and was very successful. I wanted to be friends with everyone in school, and most of the people in school were not using drugs, but a few of the kids I would call cool or popular were drinking and smoking marijuana. So I followed what they were doing to fit in. I broke my arm badly in a few places and was prescribed painkillers, and from that point became heavily addicted to painkillers. As my friends came home from college, they gave me more, and when they left to go back to school, I was with myself and tried heroin for the first time. I felt like all my morals and values that I had were second and not my priority. My only priority was to use and to continue using. My wife was sick and in the hospital, and instead of being with her, I went and used heroin, and only a few hours later got in a very bad accident and rolled my car over and was arrested. I wouldn't tell you to use or not to use. It's a decision you make on your own, but if you do choose to drink and experiment with drugs, it can lead you somewhere that you really don't want to be. Either jails or prison. It can really ruin your life from an early start.
I began getting involved with alcohol and drugs when I was 17. I had just lost everything in my life because at first I thought it was fun. At first I thought nothing bad would ever happen to me. I never thought I would get diseases or lose my family, but it all happened because if you stay at it long enough, it will definitely happen. My family didn't want anything to do with me because I was just breaking their hearts, and they couldn't have me in their life, so that left me homeless. I'll never forget what it's like to freeze at night. I'll never forget walking down the street of whatever city I was in, and I would look into people's apartments and just be so envious, but I couldn't pull myself out of my addiction. I would rather be sleeping on the street than in a bed, being warm, than give up my drugs or give up my alcohol. I woke up in an abandoned warehouse one morning, and I was in so much pain. I was so sick. I had no money. I was dirty. I was alone. And it was scary looking back and seeing how I was, how I acted, how I looked, the things I said, how I treated people. It was really scary that I could ever be like that. If you think you have a problem, you should definitely seek help and someone to talk to, because if you think that nobody cares about you and nobody loves you, that's definitely not true. Because when I got help, I found out that people did care about me.
For more information, call the Center for Alcohol and Drug Resources, 201-261-2800, or go to www.tcadr.org.